What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Crew 2, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at one of the cars that was recently added into the Crew 2 in the Contractor Season 4 Episode 1 update, which is the Ford Crown Victoria Marcos cab. Now, if you're wondering, this car is currently on sale for 1 crew credit and $7. If you want to grab this thing, recommend doing it now. I'm sure if you guys are doing the summit, you pretty much have already picked this thing up because you kind of need it for the summit there. But regardless, it's pretty cool to see this car added into the game. I was kind of waiting for a Crown Victoria to make its appearance in the Crew 2, and surely enough it did. Definitely this car is probably based off the one in Taxi with Queen Latifah and Jimmy Fallon. Regardless, I'm pretty happy to see it. Anyway, let's go see if there's customization, which, to be 100% honest, I'd say there probably isn't, which there is not, mainly because it already is customized there. You guys could also put a livery on it or get rid of the one that is already on there. Personally, I'll probably leave the car untouched. I think it looks good as is, taking a look at it right now. Definitely pretty funny to see this car in the game, and we all know that this car has pretty much made an appearance in a lot of stuff, and it's pretty funny that it's in here. Vanity items is going to be the normal stuff, tires, smokes, all that good stuff there, if you guys want to throw that on there. Besides that, there really isn't anything else to do with the vehicle. Anyway, let's go do a top speed run on the car, and maybe let's go do a race in it as well to see how this thing actually drives. I'm sure many of you guys are probably familiar with this car already from the Summit, because honestly this car did a lot better than I thought. The only pesty thing it has going for it that kind of bugs me a little bit, to be honest, is the fact that it is indeed a 4-speed, so I'm going to have to throw this thing in automatic there. It makes it so much easier to drive, to be honest, because the 4-speed is really annoying. Like I said, I'm working on a manual tutorial video that'll be out in the near future, and I will go over why I really don't like them too much in that video. So arriving outside with the Taxi, you guys will notice that, well, the car has some pretty nice detail to it overall, looking at it from the outside here. Let's listen to it. Sounds exactly like I think it actually would there. Now let's go take a look at the interior here. So you guys see it has some nice detail as well in the interior. You'll see like the Taxi printout thing there for like the tickets and all that. Pretty awesome. Trying to actually move this that way. There we go. So you look at the interior there. It looks pretty cool overall and some nice detail. I can't look behind me, unfortunately. And the car's tinted in the back, obviously, so you can't see the back end. Might make it a little bit easier for, making the car and all that. Anyway, let's go drive this thing now and see how it actually does. So to be 100% honest, driving it in the race to the Summit, I was kind of impressed with it. I was overall kind of shocked how good it actually did. Hit some nitrous here, see how it does. So acceleration seems pretty dang decent for the most part with it. We all know how some street cars aren't that good. This car actually seems decent overall, and I feel like the build I have on this thing is really good. I'll be showing that at the end of the video as well. So I'm running nitro canvas on here. Let's see what this thing can actually get to. Let's speed up a little bit and fly around this turn here. Handling is also very nice on the car, surprisingly. Wow, top speed is higher than I suspected it would be on there. 250 miles an hour, 252. Wow. This thing's got some nice speed to it. Obviously, can't really bank that turn going that fast. Let's take a look at the interior when racing it. So the car holds speed pretty nicely. Overall, the Crown Victoria is actually pretty dang fast overall, guys. I'm kind of surprised. Rims almost go like a whitish color there when driving there. Slow it down and see if they change colors back. You see they go back to dark there. I'm not sure if that's a visual bug, maybe. Or I'm just tripping. And it's probably the light on the rims, actually. Never mind there. Scratch that. Anyway, let's jump into a race. So I figured for the street race, I would do something different besides the sleeper, because I normally do test the cars on that race. So let's do something different. Can you get out of my way, please? NPCs, thank you. So overall, I have to admit, guys, this car is better than I initially thought it was going to be. Driving it in the Summit, I was actually generally impressed with it. And I'm doing this one race with it right now. I want to do something different with it to really test its handling and all that, because I was actually pretty impressed with how it drove overall. The speed of this car is pretty decent. Now, like I mentioned before, it is a 4-speed manual on this, so I don't know what it is, but driving these on manual in this game is really annoying to me, and I'm not a huge fan of it, mainly because like shifting and keeping it in the right gear and RPM around turns can sometimes be a challenge. You can lose massive speed around turns and all that if you don't do it correctly. So I find it easier just to be an automatic with these cars. It makes it a little more fun as well. I found myself getting such better times on the races doing it this way, so I recommend trying that out. If you guys normally drive manual, try putting these on automatic and you'll see a huge difference in them. Overall, the acceleration on the car seems pretty nice. Nitrous does affect it pretty dang well. Sometimes the cars don't get affected too much by nitrous. At least what I've been noticing anyway. Brakes seem decent on it for being a Crown Victoria. It's not a race car, although it should be. Doing 250 miles an hour like that, which is funny to me that it actually can do that. Handling overall, the thing is grabbing turns nicely. One thing I have been noticing is that I was adjusting a little bit for the Summit race. It was oversteering pretty bad, and I was adjusting it. Now it isn't doing that too much. I was also understeering, but luckily the car seems to be okay now. I'm just going way too fast around turns with it now, thinking this is like a Leggera or something. For being a 4-speed manual, though, with what it is, the car actually has some pretty dang decent speed, to be honest, and it seems like this car could probably compete with other vehicles without any issues, I would say. Try to get a little straightaway run here. Test out the brakes again on this turn. So brakes are pretty nice. One thing I do like about downshifting, though, is I could go into the turn without hitting the brakes as hard. But nonetheless, a little bit getting used to there. Tight turn there. Car rockets out of turns pretty nicely, too, even being the 4-speed there. Nitrous, let's hit the brakes. See, right there hitting the brakes. If I was downshifting there in a different car, I definitely could have got more speed coming out of that turn there, but it's okay. So probably one of those cars you could definitely cruise around in or get some good laughs out of it from that movie, honestly. Besides that, most people won't be running this car in like summit races, be picking the best street vehicles you could possibly run. Probably going to be your best bet overall with these, if I had to say that. That was a nice turn there. Let's fly out of the turn here. It doesn't eat up a ton of nitrous either when doing that, because I know some cars will eat a lot of nitrous up. This car really isn't too bad. But one thing you're going to want to do is be a little careful when hitting the nitrous, when the RPM's hitting the red line there. Make sure you're not constantly slamming the nitrous down, because it might not actually be gaining power. You could also be draining your actual nitrous bar there. So do be careful for that. I should spawn right back into the road here, and I can take it for a little cruise. So overall, guys, I have to say, the Crown Vic, I'm sure many people are going to have the car anyway because of the Summit, but definitely pick this thing up even if you guys aren't into doing the Summits. This car is actually pretty awesome, and, you know, looks pretty good as well. I'm not really surprised you can't do customization. I was kind of hoping in ways you can make it look like the one from the movie, but I think I was a little ahead of myself there. Let's hit the acceleration here again. This car hits up speed pretty nicely. Obviously, you guys are trying to race this car against like the Leggera or some of the other really good street cars. It probably won't be able to compete too well. And one thing I do think will also slow it down pretty hard is a 4-speed transmission there compared to like a 6 or 7. Might bog it down a little bit and trying to get good like times on races and all that. But anyway, guys, definitely check out my settings, which will be showing right now. I highly recommend trying them out because I do think it makes this car much better. Thank you all so much for watching, and let me know your thoughts so far on the vehicles in this DLC. Also, stay tuned in the coming days for more cars.